Wow, this music's pretty epic, very orchestral, very intense. Oh, hi, this was a suggestion made by someone on the Discord. I don't remember who. Let me check. It was DB Dava. No, Sleep. No, that's Sleep. What's the other one? Oh, this one's by Jan Lennon. Pretty interesting. I like the vibe. Anyway, hello everybody. Sorry for the slight delay. I was tweaking and trying to see if everything worked properly. I didn't make an announcement yesterday. I don't know. I ended up making a bit of a mess of. Well, I mean, after stream, I just dropped dead instantly, and yeah, I just fell asleep, and yeah, had to catch up very quickly this morning. No weighing. Let's go. Hey, Amnesius972. Hello, welcome. Hi. So, little catch up. We are currently working. Oh, I wanted to show you something. Okay. Well, first, let me share the links to the Discord if anyone wants. Your stop motion was amazing, bro. Thank you very much. Thanks. It was very cool. I'm glad you liked it. If you liked it, oh well, I wanted to make a little quick announcement. I'm not sure if it's too early for that, but it's fine. We can do it. So I worked on a feature film. The feature film is releasing this weekend. It's probably just releasing locally in Mexico, but I think it's a good day to. It's releasing tomorrow, so it's a good day to show the trailer once again. I think it would be fun. But yeah, I was planning to do that. Forgot about it because I've been running around setting all the stream up, and I forgot about many things. But yeah, we could take a look at the trailer right now before getting back. So as a little catch up, we've been working on some molds for the new face. We're gonna make a new and improved face that's gonna work much better. It's gonna have much better and more expressive eyes. It's gonna be much easier to animate. Hopefully gonna be a little bit more lightweight. Yeah, it's a very interesting thing that we're working on, and if it works, I think our future puppets will be even better than before, which means a lot. It will be a big leap forward, and I'm looking forward for that. And this music is very epic. It feels very inspirational. If we do this, our puppets will go beyond the stars. Anyway, wait, let me lower the volume a little bit. So yeah, I wanted to show you that. Now, let me prepare the trailer. Just so you can see it. So this is a feature film I worked on for the last 2 or so years. No, 3 years. I don't know. I think I started working on this in 2021. So I worked on this for a while. And right when the wrap up of the movie came to be, it's been a while since this movie wrapped, but when it wrapped, I started working in what would eventually become this channel. So this is pretty much what I did first. This was a big team working on this. It's not most of what you see here is my work, but this is like a big team behind it. But I'm very proud of what we did. So let me set it up so you can see it. Wait a second. Okay, I'm setting up in another window. Just give me a sec. Oh, I screwed up. I'm terrible when it comes to setting stuff up for streams and stuff. Where did I go? Did I disappear for a second? Okay, it's fine. So, okay, there we go. We have this set up. Now let me go over here. That works fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So are you ready? Let's see the trailer. Hope you like it. I worked on this movie a while ago. Many of you have already seen that. But yeah, if there's new people here, I think it's good. And the movie's coming out tomorrow, so why not showing this again today? Let me quickly Sorry, I'm terrible at OBS. I'm good at making puppets. I'm bad at making streams, but I think we can make it balance itself out because of the quality of my work, hopefully. So yeah, don't mind that. I'm very sorry about that. I'm terrible at this sometimes, but yeah. So let's go to see a trailer. Hope you like it. So this is a trailer. got it all set. Let me stop the music. There we go. Raise the volume, everything's fine. Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. It's gonna be in Spanish, and I don't know if it even, I don't think it even has subtitles, but yeah, I'll show you the thing. And I can explain the plot to you later, after the trailer ends. Does it have subtitles? No, it doesn't. Okay.
Es el relato de dos mundos, el mundo de la existencia y el mundo de los sustos.
Las pesadillas que escribes asustan a los humanos. Si nuevas pesadillas no pueden morir. Quiero traer a una escritora humana. Necesito tu ayuda. Permite que te muestre mi reino.
¿Cómo vamos? Susto.
Nuestra existencia depende del miedo que ustedes tienen. Estamos en peligro de desaparecer.
¿Y cómo te puedo ayudar?
Quería preguntarte si quisiera ser la pesadillera real.
¿Sí?
Jamás me habían insultado de esta forma. ¡Qué buen día para cambiar el curso de la historia! ¡Ancianas! Estás escribiendo historias. Es una trágica historia de amor.
Quiero confiar en ti, pero ¿puedo?
Ven conmigo, Francisca.
Yes, so that's the movie I worked on for a long time before. That's my old boss right there, the one with the red glasses. And yeah, so that was wait, what am I doing? You see how I'm the master of scuff? And now you can watch ads, of course. Okay, stop. Let's go back to the other screen. Hello, so I hope you like that. I'm not sure how many of you are around here, but yeah, that's the trailer of the movie I worked on, Neuro-Sama. Hello, welcome, hi. So yes, that movie, I worked on that movie for a long time, and it's finally coming out. It's been a long time. If you ever wonder how did I get so good at making this stuff, it's because I've been on the battlefield for a while. And that's how I learned how to make nice little pretty puppets. And now I'm trying to make it work by making cool characters from the internet. And that's how I got into Neuro-Sama, and then I made Evil. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been an intriguing journey, to say the least. But yeah, how long have you been doing this? So I think next year, 2026. Is it 2026? Yes, I think so. I think somewhere around May 2026, I'm going to be making 10 years of working on this stuff. 10 years ago, well, almost 10 years ago. Is it 10 years or is it 9 years? I don't know. I'm going to recheck those numbers. But I think it... Yeah, I think it's been that long. Oh my god, I feel old. I began working as an intern on the company that made this movie. So I worked as an intern there while I was studying. And yeah, I started learning about it, and I just fell in love with the craft itself. I learned how to make stuff, and I fell in love with the process of like fabrication. I really love making things out of like using these materials. Really captivated me. Using silicone, resin, it feels like you're making stuff out of thin air. It's very energizing to me. So I fell in love with that, and I started working there. Well, I was working as an intern and just helping with basic mold making and very simple things. I did tell a couple of stories before of how I was the official guy who had to arrange the pigments bucket, which was absolute hell. So I've always been telling people on my streams that pigments are absolutely evil. If you let a single drop of the pigment go out of the bottle, everything's gonna get covered on that pigment because they're so intense, so saturated with color, and it's a terrible experience. So imagine me having to rearrange the bucket of pigments every single day. No, not every single day, but probably once a week. And yeah, that's how I began to work on this and all that stuff. Let me see, I think I don't have stuff set for the workshop. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, welcome to the workshop. Hi. That's how I got into this, and I got to work on that place for a long time. So I worked mostly in the workshop while I was studying, but when I finished my studies, they hired me as a full-time animator because I had formal education on animation itself. Meanwhile, most of the people in the workshop had more of a design background. So they told me, well, if you studied animation, maybe it's for the best that you do animation instead of doing work of the workshop. So I said, yeah, sure, why not? I began working as an animator. Some of the shots you saw on the trailer were actually done by me. Oh, maybe I could show you some of those, but I need to skip the ad first. Some of those shots I animated myself. But yeah, back when I was working on this movie, I wasn't building anything. I was just handed the puppets and they told me we need the character to do this and that in this amount of time, and that's what I would do. But I hope I don't get copyright blasted for using the trailer. That would make me very angry, but I mean, whatever. Corporate and algorithms, right? But yeah, some of the shots on the trailer itself, I animated. This one, for example, I think this was one of the very last shots I animated. There was another animator. So this shot, this sequence, this scene wasn't something I was working on. There was one day where one of the animators fell ill. He was sick, his stomach, I believe. And that's why I ended up animating this very shot. And I remember this was one of the very last shots I did on the movie. But the rest of this sequence, that animator really went all out. This sequence is absolutely amazing. But I cannot tell you exactly what happens here, but there's a lot of very interesting prop work and special effects in this one right after this shot. I think it's this shot, then you go into another one, and then crazy stuff begins to happen, and this is an amazing scene. But I remember I animated this very shot. This is the one, and also this one of the little kid flying. This is a much longer shot. They only left a little part of this one here. Yeah, remember this was one that's very curious because this is one of the very last shots I did for the film, and then this is one of the very first shots I did for the film. This was the last sequence, well, maybe the second to last sequence. The thing is, it's not really a scene that I was supposed to make. It was just how do you say that? Supplanting? No, it's not supplanting. You know, like covering up for someone in this one. So it wasn't officially my scene, but I did this one, and then this is the very first sequence I animated for the movie. So it's very interesting dynamic there, how they arranged that for the trailer. There's a bunch of other pieces I did here. Let me see. Oh, this is part of the other sequence. And this is what the other animator did. And it looks stunning. It looks crazy. I really hope the sequence looks great in the final movie. I'm really hoping to see it. I'm not sure if I'm going to see it tomorrow. Well, I'm probably going to be seeing it this weekend. What other shot did I animate here? There was a quick one that I animated, but I'm not sure where it is. These ones are very old. I think I animated some of that. This sequence, I animated a lot of what she does because she's animated on green screen because she's a ghost. So sometimes she has transparent effects and sometimes she doesn't. So we have her animated separately. You might see that the lighting doesn't really match perfectly, but that's because she's got her own personal lighting there because she's a ghost. How long does it take to 1 minute of this stop motion videos? So this movie, I think 1 minute, it depends on the sequence, you know, because there are a couple of sequences with a lot of characters. And for example, this one, I think I could animate about a minute in maybe 2 weeks, maybe even less, maybe 1 week and a half. But because I was just animating green screen and one character, right? So if it's green screen and one character, I'm only animating her without this guy and without the background. It was only a green screen in the back, and I just had to take care of her outfit, and the props, the book. It was fairly easy. So yeah, I managed to do, I think like a good day could be 10 seconds in a day, but that would be a very, very good day. But yeah, so if it's 10 seconds in a day, you could say it's 50 seconds in a week. So if you're a little bit more loose with how tight the timings were, I would say it could take 50 minutes, 1 week and a half, maybe 2 weeks to make 1 minute of only hair. But then there will be other sequences with a lot of characters or a lot of elements, moving elements like this one. This shot I did not animate myself, but a very good friend of mine did this one, and I think it took him a full week just to animate this couple of seconds. But it's a very, very cool shot of all the movement and the physics of the smoke coming down from the monster. It's just amazing. But yeah, so this, if you were looking for animation like this, 1 minute of stop motion animation would take you, about, yeah, maybe a full month. There's another shot that I actually animated working with the animator on this one. Both of us were working in one single shot, and I think we spent about 2 weeks only on that shot. No, maybe even more than 2 weeks. Yeah, remember, it was a big production problem. Like, all the producers were freaking out because we were taking so long. But then we were like, well, you're the ones who wanted to add like 15 different special effects to this shot, so this is on you. And it was one shot that 2 of the most experienced animators had to spend full time on. And it took us, almost a full month to animate. It was a crazy, crazy shot. I hope I can show you that shot eventually in the future, if they upload it somewhere. But yeah, that was a good one. But it depends on, there's a lot of factors of how long an animation could take. And also it has to do with the quality of animation, because you can make a very simple animation where you can just flap the mouth open and closed like an anime shot. And you can make like a minute in a couple of hours. And then you can have like special animation where you actually do a lot of effects or crazy acrobatics and stuff, and that takes a lot longer. There were some shots that they wouldn't even take a lot to animate, but they would take weeks to arrange, because people from the photography department would have to set up all the lights, and then they would try to animate the movement of the camera with a special machine, and the camera movements would sometimes fail, and those failures would take a lot of time. So in the end, the work that had to be spent on setting up the camera sometimes was even more than the work of animating itself. So that happened a lot in very complex motion shots. And there's a lot of those in this one. For example, this one with the smoke. Yeah, this is one of those shots that could take a long time to set up. But yeah, it's been a fun adventure, and I hope this movie... Oh, this is another shot that I animated. It was very, very cool and intense. Also this one with the sword, but that's a very simple shot. But this one, it's very, very crazy. There's a lot of characters and a lot of elements, and the characters were very hard to animate because most of their armor is just hard shell, so it would bump onto itself whenever I tried to flex one of the pieces. These guys were absolute hell to animate. They were very, very tricky. But yeah, we made it. And yeah, that's just something that happened. Janice, hello. Hi, how are you doing, Janice? Welcome, welcome. But yeah, so that was before. Now let's go back to today. And today we're working on more evil. So the thing is, after all of that movie and all that stuff, I've been trying to see how far I'm able to push things, well, as an independent artist. and that's what I've been working on for a while. And I started working on Evil because I just wanted to test the mechanisms and how easy would it be to make a full-on puppet by myself and all that stuff. But while I was working on it, I started to learn more about Neuro and Evil and all their stuff, so I could understand the characters a little better. And yeah, that's how bit by bit I ended up like learning more about the Swarm and all of that. And I ended up making Evil not only because she would be a good example character for me to test out how much I could do, but because I ended up enjoying it. And I ended up making Evil, but there were still a couple of issues with Evil. If you saw the video, you'll notice that there was a big accident and her hips broke and she became pretty much impossible to animate. That's what we're reworking now. We have new improved bodies with improved pieces that hopefully will give us more stability. And we are also improving on the head. The eye mechanism we're making now is something much more complex, but it will give us a lot of range of motion with the eyeball. Or maybe not. Yeah, there we go. A lot of movement range with the eyeball. It's gonna make it easier to animate. We're gonna have less mistakes when animating this. So it looks very, very promising, but I've been working hard. Well, we've been working hard because there's been a lot of very, very useful chat suggestions on how to make things smoother and better. And yeah, that's what we've been working on. So it's not only about making a new puppet, it's about making a new and improved puppet. Because if I manage to find a way to make this easier, I'm going to be able to make more characters in less time. I would like to reach the point where I can make, yeah, more than one puppet per year. So I've been working on Evil since January, since the subathon. And I worked on Evil until her birthday, but she had a lot of different issues with the birthday animation. And I had to rework her, and she was much easier to animate. That's how I managed to actually make all of the longer video, the extravaganza video. But she still had some issues, so I'm improving on that too. But yeah, hopefully bit by bit we'll reach a point where we can actually make incredibly high quality puppets that last longer and that allows us to finally get to the point where we can actually make VTuber robot chicken, as many of the comments have suggested and asked for. But it's gonna be an interesting journey. It's a lot of trial and error, working hard and trying to figure stuff out. But yeah. I don't think I've ever watched a stop-motion movie with puppets. All I remember is were claymation. Really? There might be a couple of movies that you think are claymation, but they're not really. Because, yes, chat is finally combined. It's... Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, that's because when I close the window, it stops updating. I need to fix that, but I've been a little bit... I've not had time to sit down on the computer and set stuff up. Hello. Hi Notes, how's it going? Research and development. Yes, a lot of research and development that could be a little bit slow now, but it's really gonna pay off if we manage to sort this out. We're gonna be able to make more puppets, make more stuff. One of my personal goals is to also make it easier for others to make stop motion by themselves. So I would like to share tips and tricks on how to make their own puppets and that sort of stuff. And yeah, like finding ways to make easier stuff is definitely going to help on that. And yes, it's been an interesting journey. So we've been working on the eyes. Right now what we're all working on is the head. We're making molds for the head. We've got... Where's the other mold? So this is the mold we made yesterday for the face. And we made our very first test. It seems like it's working all right. We already have 4 different little faces that are ready for pretty much painting and sculpting. We still need to rework a couple of things for Evil. So Evil and Neuro have different faces. So I think I need to design a basic face for Evil. But right now I already have 4 Neuro faces that are ready for resculpting and eventually painting. And the mold seems to be working fine. I think we can make plenty of copies out of this. Yesterday we left another mold running, which was this one. And this is the brow mold. We tried to make this one, but we had a little incident where the little piece that holds the magnet together just fell off, and we couldn't use this. But hopefully this time it will work. It's been resting all night. It should be all right. And we're also working on a big head mold to make the main headpiece, with all its little nooks and crannies for different magnet pieces, for the eye to roll around. So there's been a lot of very interesting design. We're only missing the casting of the inside of this hole, because this hole needs a lot of very delicate delicate molding in order to actually get all of the details right, and that's what I want to be working on today. And we need that mold, and with that we would be ready. Hopefully we'll have our heads ready, and with the head ready we can start to test our prototypes and see finally if it actually works or if there's anything else to tweak. But after all of this testing, I think this should work. I don't see anywhere where there could be a flaw, unless there's like a fatal flaw in the design of the mold, which would be more of an execution flaw, but not really a problem of design. There's a lot of room for error in this stuff, so I need to be careful, but I'm also pretty used to redoing a lot of stuff. It's just natural when you're doing this sort of thing. You don't wanna, nobody wants to redo their work, but it's sometimes completely unavoidable. You learn that there has to be a screw up at some point, but hopefully that point is not today. We already had a screw up with this one yesterday, so I hope we learn from our mistakes and this time this thing will work. I always have these comments that the molds look delicious. They look like a little gummy or a zephyr, and I think you're right, but don't eat this. It's just flat out rubber. You will die. Okay, seems like we don't have the problem we had before. This time it's staying in place, which is very important. Yeah, we needed this. It seems very unnecessary, this little bump in here, but it's very, very important because this bump is where the magnet that holds the whole piece together is going to be placed. So if this bump isn't working, the mold itself is not working. It means that the head is going to be rolling around or not fitting tightly on the body. So it's very, very important to have this properly set up. But yeah, it seems like this time it will work. A couple of issues there, but it's fine. Okay, okay. So this is an interesting mold. I'm not sure how easy it will be to cast in it, but we'll see. Yeah, it doesn't seem... no, it does seem kind of hard. Okay, we'll try it. And yeah, let's see how this mold behaves. Maybe it needed a little bit of a spur, but maybe we can make a spur out of a little tube. We'll see. Gummy-like. Yes, definitely gummy-like. Oh, so the poppers are quite bigger than I imagined them to be. That's interesting. Oh, they're bigger than what you imagined. I'll show you the body. Here's... who's this? This is Neuro. This is the body. Let me open up the camera so you can see. Yeah. She's somewhere around a foot and maybe an inch tall. Maybe a foot 1 inch, a foot 2 inches, or 35 centimeters if you work in real numbers. And yeah, she is pretty decent in size. I would love to show you, well, the thing is the body of the previous Neuro, the evil, is completely gone. We massacred that in order to learn where the flaws in design were lying. This looks problematic to say the least. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Now, so with this time we made a bunch of different entry holes for the rig. So in case one of them breaks, we can always move to another one. She's got 4 all around. We redesigned the shoulders. We have a new interesting bolt system that supports the shoulders, which I hope is going to be working really well. Yeah, there's been a lot of innovation coming onto this one. Oh, and she has tie downs on her foot. So now if I cannot put a rig, or I don't want to put a rig because I want to not need to clean the animation later, I can always add some support down here and use this as our support. So yeah, there's been a lot of improvements here. Oh, I haven't seen this. Is this new? Probably not. I think I need to patch this knee, but we'll see. And yeah, this is the real size of the puppet. Gonna be like, Oli Wand. Hello, Oli Wand. Welcome. Hi. Replying with better lurk. Your name seems familiar. Oh, you mean Oli Wand? Oh, hello. Welcome. Welcome to the workshop. So yeah, that's what we've been up to lately. So today we could try and see if we find the right way to cast this mold. Seems like it's gonna be interesting. Maybe I should cast from down here. I think that would be easier. Yeah, definitely. And test our head mold, which is much more complex than this. Oh, it still feels cold. It's fine. So it's this one. Right now it's just a little egg, but we should try and take out this piece down here, and this piece is where we're going to make our final piece for the inside of the neck, so we can actually have a little noodle that supports the inner center of the neck, so that we can put in the neck of the puppet itself, this one. So that's the plan for today. I'm a little bit scared, I'll be honest, because this seems like I didn't think it through very well, but we'll see. All we need is a little bit of faith. So I need to take this material out and hopefully not damage the piece inside, and hopefully try to not open the shell itself. That would be the best case scenario. But we might need to carve a little bit around the shell. I'm gonna do this off screen because I don't want my... Well, I'm gonna pull this in because the thing is, the only thing I hate about making plaster shells is that they drop a lot of dust, and that dust can get everywhere in your silicone, in your clay, and it just makes everything messy. So I'm gonna try and cut these edges so I can make it easier for the clay to slip out. Eggs, yes, it is eggs. But I'm gonna try to take this out carefully, but I'm gonna do that off screen so all of these little grains of plaster end up in the trash can and not on my desk. So yeah, hope you don't mind. I'm gonna do that. Yo, I was on your YouTube stream once. Also, I do some stuff in the community sometimes. Cool. Hey, that's awesome. Yeah, I think your name sounds familiar. Oli Wand. So yeah, I think the structure of our streams is kind of unusual, but I do like to stream pretty much every time I work for a lot of reasons. One of them is that it's helpful, because if you're working by yourself alone, you'll start to drive yourself crazy. And yeah, having at least someone in chat to talk about any sort of random topic really helps to keep your sanity in place. And also, I feel like it also helps me to stay focused in work, because if I don't have, I don't know, like a camera rolling or something like that, I'm very prone to just start scrolling in my phone or something, and I don't make a lot of progress that way. So I like to stream as much as I can whenever I'm working on something. There are some times that I might be working on a little extra that I might want to keep as a surprise, and that could be done off stream, but I usually try to stream as much as possible. And it's not only so I can enjoy the experience more, but it's also so people can learn if they want to. Maybe if someone was trying to make a head for a puppet in the future, they can go back and look at the videos on how I made the head and try to figure it out from there. So the thing is, I don't feel like there's a right way. There's no straight path on how to make a puppet like this, but you can certainly learn from what you see other people do. and come up with your own solutions depending on what you need to do. Because every character is different, and because of those differences, every design needs its very own set of things. So, okay, oh, it came out fairly easily. Ah, that's cool. Look, there we go. Empty, hollow, perfect. Now this is gonna need a layer of Vaseline, and we need to take out the bolt that's stuck in there. So that's gonna be the first step for today. We need to take out that bolt. And I don't know how to do that. That's pretty deep. But I've got a pretty long bolt here. Twitch chat seems active. Yeah. The ads on Twitch are horrendous. I've had people complain about Twitch, and I've had people complain about YouTube ads. I don't even know which one's worse. But there's been a couple of memberships giveaways a couple of times. Maybe you got, I don't know. Do YouTube memberships skip ads, or it's just like a funny little medal, but you still need to watch ads? All ads are the worst. Yeah, in general, ads are terrible, and they only grow because everything companies always need is more money. So there's always going to be a need for extra ads. Oh, I didn't put any music after the trailer. I forgot to put some music back on. I'm going to put, this is a suggestion. So if you want to leave suggestions for music, so I try to put music that's copyright free. Before, we used to listen to a lot of Swarm FM, which was amazing. I really miss it. But ever since we started monetizing this channel, I've tried not to use too many copyrighted songs, so I can make a couple of cents out of this. So here's the thing. I really want to make more stuff like this, but at the same time, I need to find a way to make this sustainable. I don't really want to make, or I don't need to make it big, but just making it sustainable would be enough for me not to need to, you know, start working again on a studio. So I can keep stuff here. And I've been trying to find a means to, make that possible. So it could be through Patreon, through memberships, that sort of stuff. I'm still figuring a lot of that stuff out. But yeah, hopefully we'll reach the point where we can actually make this self-sustainable by itself. But one part of that is not getting copyright striked on every single video. So yeah, unfortunately, I had to let Swarm FM go, and I miss it very, very much. But you can suggest music. If you join the Discord channel, there's a special channel there where you can send any sort of playlists. Mostly, for what we've seen, video games works the best. Video game music usually doesn't get copyright striked, except for Jet Set Radio, very sad. Homestuck music got us banned. For some reason, The World Revolving from Deltarune, that one song got us in trouble, and that makes me very angry because it's one of my favorites. Which other game got us in trouble? Rhythm Heaven got us in a lot of trouble. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I didn't play the music. I'm just rambling today. But yeah, this was a suggestion by John Lennon. It's a viewer from Twitch. No more Swarm FM. I've been thinking about, I could actually make a goal, like a sub goal or a super chat goal on YouTube, something like that, where if we reach that goal, we will have surpassed the amount of monetization we do, and that way I could just not care and play Swarm FM on the next video and just deactivate monetization. I think that would be a good solution, and we can keep on playing Swarm FM, but we would have to reach the goal on a stream so that next stream can actually have Swarm FM, because we did pay the fee. But I don't know, it sounds a little bit sleazy at the same time to me. I don't like being sleazy, but I really need to find a way to make this sustainable. all these materials isn't cheap, and working this full time on this is a risk, to say the least. But I'd rather keep doing this. EDM. Aware Storm FM, no Storm FM. Hola, hey gigahertz, how's it going? Add some Twitch original and skippable, and they come in squadrons of 3. Oh yeah, they're terrible. No more Storm FM. We could do. Don't suggest anything, because if it gets claimed, then it'll be my fault. I mean, I think right now it's a good moment to figure out what is a problem and what isn't. Because right now, our monetization isn't that much. So if we get demonetized, we're just losing less than $1. So it's fine. So yeah, I think if you want to make suggestions, now is a great time to do it. I'm not gonna get mad for if you make us lose $1 single. I think it's more valuable that we learn the lesson that, okay, unfortunately this playlist is a no-no, or we might find a very good playlist to play in the future. So I wouldn't mind about that. EDM. But EDM is a very broad term. That's more of a genre, isn't it? But I do like the vibe of EDM in general. I like pumped up music. But yeah, if you used copyrighted stuff, you'll get in trouble. For example, yesterday we got demonetized for a single song. Our 11-hour stream got demonetized for a single song, which I don't even know when it played, because it doesn't even really look like a video game song or a movie song or anything like that. It's like one random... EDM is a 7 TV... Oh, okay. Oh, I think... wait, but then it didn't show? Interesting. I'm still learning how to use 7TV, so sorry if that's not working and you wanted that to work, but I need to figure out how to make 7TV work properly. Or, yeah, work as intended. I don't know, I'm terrible with technology sometimes. So I stroll with it a lot, and I think that's the bane of my existence as a streamer. But yeah, I make pretty puppets though. Okay, so here's the deal. This thing is incredibly small, and it's gonna be very hard to reach the bottom because it's made the size of a bolt. It's this size. So I need to make it all the way down to the mold with the silicone, and that's gonna be hard to register properly. But hopefully we can do it. Oh, that was a bad idea. Yeah, it goes all the way down there. And I wish we could do that, but it's gonna be tricky to pull that off. So I was planning to make the first layer. So first I wanted to have a bone inside of our mold. So yesterday I made this toothpick that's covered in silicone. Oh, and I think I just unwrapped the toothpick with silicone. Here it is. So this toothpick covered in silicone, I want it to be the backbone of the mold, and then cast everything else. So just that whenever I finish the mold, it's not... So this is what the silicone... I'm gonna use this. This is a fancier silicone. It's much more... It's very, very slow, but it's very good at registering details deep inside and flowing like water. But yeah, you can see it's like a wet noodle there. And I don't want this to happen to the mold, because if this is flapping around inside of the mold while we're casting, then we might have distortion inside of the body, and we don't want that. So I was planning to make a little bone to stick inside of the mold, and hopefully the bone will be enough to keep everything in place a little better while we're making castings of this. But yeah, so I'm gonna add So first I need to grease this so that it doesn't stick to itself. That's very important. The thing with silicone is that it will bind strongly to itself. So you need to be very careful on how you apply it, and make sure if you're making 2 pieces of a silicone mold to always add a release agent. In this case, plain old Vaseline. Good old. With EDM7 TV emotes farmers use a lot during karaoke. Okay, because you don't have this emote added to your channel. But you add that on 7TV or you add that on Twitch? Because on Twitch I can only use my own personal emotes, right? Which are very few. I'll show you our emotes. I need to set up more, but again, I'm an old grandpa who doesn't know anything about technology. But I do have 3 little emotes. Well, one of the default one that comes with stupid Twitch. But yeah, we have hi. We have this Agretsuko animation that I have as part of our lunch screen, and my face. So I don't usually, oh yeah, a lot of new people here. I don't usually look like this. I look like my profile picture. This is my Halloween costume, which is, a painting made by El Greco. But this is my Halloween costume. This is not how I usually look like. I can show you how I usually look like. I think a couple of you have already seen me, but I think there's a couple of new people here, so why not quickly show my usual me. But you've seen it in my profile picture or in the other video. But yeah, this is what I usually look like. This is just my Halloween costume for the season, because yeah, spooky month. And it's the silliest thing I could come up with. Ooh, we got new music suggestions. Yay! Oh, Rain World. Yes! Someone was suggesting Rain World yesterday. Okay. That was supposed to be a costume. Yes, it is a costume. That's not what I look like. I was curious about the lunch break dancing stuffed animal. So that thing has a name? Yes, she's called Retsuko. She's from a Netflix show called Agretsuko. Let me see, I can show you the lunch break banner so you can see all of them. No, wait, what? No, that's not the one. Oh, it's this one. So yeah, these are animations I made before. So it's a Netflix show that's really good. It's about office life and hating your boss and all that good stuff. And yeah, it's a show I like a lot, so I remade all of the intro animations with stop motion. I made my own Retsuko out of a felt. I have her around, but I wouldn't bring her right now because she will get filled with plaster powder. But yeah, she is standing right there, holding Katya's gun, pointing at me menacingly. But yeah, she's just something I made a long time ago. This I made while I was working on the movie. But yeah, working on this stuff while working full-time was almost impossible. I think it took me like 3 months just to make those simple couple seconds animations. And it's a very simple puppet because it's made out of felt. But yeah, it's very hard to make progress when you're also working full-time on a movie. And it's more than full-time because there will be a lot of crunch time on that movie, let me tell you. So yeah, it's hard to keep making stuff if you are doing something else. I mean, I've been working on this puppet for 160 hours now. And yeah, we're still not even close. Do your work, Mariana. Yes, exactly like that. Dedication. Well, I like it. You know, I love making this. I really, really love it. Every single part of the process. So I like it a lot. Just need to make it sustainable. That's all we need for now, and we'll be good to go. Why not do Evil Goofy dancing as a lunch break thing now? Well, I would need to finish Evil, but that could be possible. I was thinking of actually using the loop when she throws the pipe and she starts to bounce around from one side to the other. I was planning to use that loop, but yeah, it's just the same thing. I've never had the time to sit down and actually set it up on my computer because I'm either a grumpy grandpa who doesn't know how to use a computer, or I'm just too busy making the actual stuff. But yeah, we could make a little funny dance for the lunch break too. I wouldn't throw out Retsuko though. I like her a lot. But yeah, we can do that. If you've ever lived the horrible corporate office life, you should definitely watch Gretsuko on Netflix. It's a very, very fun show about hating your boss and wanting everything to burn to ashes. And yeah, that's definitely a mood. So yeah, I'm covering all the inside with Vaseline. I'm being very careful because it's going to be very important to keep everything in place. And then I'm going to prepare a very small amount of silicone that I'm going to throw inside for the bolt piece because it's very, very small. And then I can just fill everything else with the regular silicone because the regular silicone is a little bit harder. So there we have two types of silicone right now. One is extremely soft and extremely elastic, and that's very good for making puppets, but it would be good for making this very detailed mold. And the other one is a cheaper silicone that's much more bouncy and resistant. Well, not resistant, but it's like stronger to the texture. It's the one we made for most of our molds here. And I'm gonna use those. I'm gonna use that silicone for the rest because it's a lot of volume and I don't want to spend too much of the fancy silicone. And yeah, that's the plan for now. So I'm just really greasing up all the edges. And like something time flies. Yes, it really flies. Might try. I was having fun watching the working anime. Yeah, it's fun. I like it a lot. I think the fifth season, the final season, I think it honestly went a little bit too off the rails. I don't really like how they ended up the show. Mostly because the theme of the last season felt weird. It didn't feel like corporate anger. So I felt like it lost its charm, but whatever. But the first 3 or so seasons, they're amazing. I love them. Just such a mood of a show. And it's also very short. They're not even 20-minute episodes. They are like 15 or 11-minute episodes. So yeah, it's pretty short and sweet. Forgot the full title. It was way back when I was just an intern. Isn't it interesting how humans keep finding more work for ourselves to do? First, we hunted and foraged food, then we got farming, and which kind of automated, but now we moved on to working on other things. Well, yeah, I think it's part of just human nature, right? You need to make something in order to not go fully mad. And yeah, I think art is a very nice outlet to just feel free and make random stuff, either with music, with drawing, with creepy little puppet making. I don't know, it's just human nature pushes us to do more, to make more. But yes, it's very intriguing. Oh, also, today we're gonna end stream kinda early. I was thinking I'm gonna move my lunch break to later, to about 4 or 5 p.m. maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna move my lunch break so we can make a longer stream today. Then we're gonna have a pause, I'm gonna end stream, but we're gonna have a Let's Play stream tonight, playing Repo. I've never played Repo before, I only know there's silly robots and that you die a lot, but I don't even know what the game is about, but it seems very fun. And we're gonna be playing it with Faye, my VTuber friend, who is a duck, and it was her birthday 2 days ago. Yeah, I just think it would be fun to have our little stream playing Repo. I've never played Repo. I don't even know how I will behave, because I think I've never played a horror game like that one in a very long time. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna freak out a lot or if I'm just gonna not be bothered. I'm kind of intrigued on what will happen. But yeah, that's our plan for today. A bit of an unusual day. Today will not be a full-on workshop day, but it's good because I feel like today is mostly gonna be a let silicone rest day. We're gonna prepare this, we're gonna leave it there, and this thing, because the first layer is gonna be the fancy silicone, it's gonna take about 6 hours to dry. And I would rather not opening at the hour number 6, I would rather leave it overnight, make sure everything's perfectly done, and then open the mold tomorrow when we're very sure that everything's perfectly set up. But yeah. And also, Faye just sent me a message this morning asking if we should play Repo. And I said, yeah, sure, why not? Haven't even bought the game, but I'll buy it on the little break between streams. But yeah, that's our plan for today. I think I hadn't announced that yet. I did announce it on the Discord. I haven't made announcements properly. I need to find a way to arrange my life a little more. But it's fine. We're making our very own progress. And we're moving forward a lot. This new head is really gonna change things, if it works properly. What will it be, what time will it be at? Later tonight, about 7.5 hours from right now, just so I can give a universal time. So 7 hours from now, I'm not sure what your time zone is. To me, it would be about 7:30 p.m. most likely. But it would probably be, well, I don't know, because Faye is usually a mess. So she might send me a message at 7 telling me, hey, sorry, maybe we can move it to 8, maybe to 9, maybe to 10. That's happened like 90% of the times, but I'm trying to make it at 7 p.m. 7 hours from now, 7 hours and 10 minutes from now, if that works in whichever time zone you're working at, or I think it will be 6:30 Pacific time, which is the usual standard time that I use. I don't know why. It's just the one I use because it made sense to me. Or I thought it was the one people usually used. I don't know. I don't know which times people use. Time zones used for their main announcements. But yeah, that's the plan. We'll see if it comes along or not. So, let's prepare. The thing I've been struggling a lot with the silicone is that it's very hard to move around. Like this thing, this is the fancy silicone. It's very liquid, and because of that, it's very hard to transfer from this big container into a tiny cup to make the casting. But I think we can make it work. It's just a matter of being careful. And we're gonna be using, I don't really think we're gonna need that much. I think 1 gram is more than enough. But the hard part is pouring 1 freaking gram of this thing. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. I'm sorry I'm gonna have to do it off screen because I don't wanna move the mold, and this thing is huge, and I don't wanna put my scale on top of the lots of plaster powder over there. But yeah, you can trust me, I'm working on the scale, it's right beside. You can kind of see the side of it there. Maybe we can move this a little bit. So you see it there. Can you see it?
Neuro-Sama, we're working. It's a title of an anime. It was a cafe thing. Was it so funny that got me hooked on the same genres?
I think I know which one you mean, but I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen it. But I think I've seen clips of it that they're like just corporate, well, not corporate, like, yeah, like people working on stuff and they have their own personal struggles and crushes and that sort of stuff.
Don't know what game sounds interesting. Don't know that game. What game was I talking about? I don't even know. They're part-timers.
Game.
Trying to step back. Sorry, I've been... What time was... Oh, Repo. Yeah, it's like a creepy game. It'll be like 4 a.m. for me. Oh no. Well, maybe you can watch the VOD. 07 Diva. Yes. Oh, so that's a scale.
Oh, I've never explained. Yeah, this is a scale. This is like this is a very. I'm gonna show it. I always have it in a bag because it's always. I mean, look at it. This poor thing has been through hell and back. But yeah, this is my scale, and it's like milligram scale. So it's very, very precise. It can give you the weight of a needle. I'm not sure if you can see over there, but right now it's marking 0. And if I put this on, yeah, there you have 1/10 of a gram is what the needle weighs. So it's very precise, and that's very helpful when you're making small amounts of silicone. So you can actually make like a 1 gram casting, 2 gram casting, that sort of stuff. But yeah, I usually keep them wrapped in a plastic bag because, yeah, you always end up dripping either resin, silicone, paint, and it's just very bad. Poor little thing. I might need to buy a new one because this guy is... it's been through a lot. Poor little guy. I was wondering what it was yesterday. Repo or STH? Wait, what is STH? What are you talking about? Neuro-Sama. Nice. So yeah, this scale has been with me for a while. I've been using it for a while on streams, but I don't usually show it a lot because I feel like it's not very flashy. And yeah, it's hard to keep everything on screen. Also, I don't try to move the camera a lot because my hands are usually covered in horrible toxic substances like silicone oil or resin, glue, and yeah, it's not good. I try to not use any electronics where I'm doing this except for the scale because yeah, I need to use it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to make a 1 gram of this. I'm probably gonna have the same problems as yesterday because this thing is very hard to pour on a small number. But whatever. I'm gonna use a new stick just to make sure it's clean. Now let's pick up. Two, 3, 4. We need 0.9, so we can add a little bit of solvent. I don't think we need it, but it's the right recipe that the provider suggests, so I'd rather stick to that. So we got 0.5, 0.6, not yet. Come on. So, this silicone, the stronger one, the more flexible one, is 4 times more expensive than the other one. So that's why I try to be very, very, very careful with how much I use. I mean, it's not that it's unpayable, but yeah, I'm still trying to make ends meet. So, okay, 1 gram, there we go. We've got 1.1 grams. So, could you help me, guys, and make a quick calculation for me? Same thing, I don't want to touch the computer, or my phone. So it would be helpful if you can help me make a quick crunching of numbers. I would need you to multiply 1.11, divided by 9. I need 1.11 divided by 9, please. It would be very helpful, thank you very much. 0.123. Interesting. 0.123. All right. Thank you, guys. That's very helpful. Always appreciate when you can help me with this because I don't want to make a mess. This place is already a mess as it is. And what color should we use? I already made one side of the mold blue and the other side of the mold red. I'm not sure if I should use any other color for the cap. We could leave it white, or we could add another color. Do you want to add any other color? But what? First we need to add the 1.23. Let me go get the oil. .23. 1.23. Can you see it over there? Kinda. .72, 0.9. Let's be very precise here. Ah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, I think that will do. So the good thing is that it's not very... Like, you can be a little bit off with the numbers, but it's helpful to be as precise as possible. That way you can keep control of your variables, how fast or how slow things are. Yeah, it's important to make things work properly. But yeah, and we have that, so really stressed out for my work. I don't want to get involved with math. Yeah, don't worry, you don't need to. We already got plenty of help here, so don't worry about that, dear heart. Sorry for stressing you out with numbers. Evil, evil numbers. Purple, since it's been between blue and red. All right, I like that idea. Let's make a purple cap for this. I already got the blue and the red here, so that's also gonna make it easier. Blue and red. Where's my red? Oh, there's the red. Where's the blue? Oh, it's over there. So this is the pigment, and as I told you, this thing will paint all the way to your grandchildren if you're not careful with it. So be very, very careful. These things can be evil on how much they paint everything around it. Let's hope he just misspoke. Wasn't 1.1 divided by 9, not 11.1 divided by 9? Yeah, it was 1.1 divided by 9. Wait, did I screw up? I mean, I added just a couple of drops, so 1.23. We're adding them already. Hearing math already stresses me out. Sorry. Let me see. No, it was 1.1 divided by 9. No, yeah, that's fine. You're gonna just BSing around. So, okay, then it's fine. So, yeah, let's make it purple. So we're just gonna need a little bit of one pigment and a little bit of the other pigment, and hopefully that'll be enough because we're making so little silicone here.
It's hopefully more than enough. That's the thing, it was 0.3, not 1.3. Did I make...
Maybe I was just misspeaking because I don't think I added 1 gram here. It's just a couple of drops. I think I was saying it wrong. I'm not sure if you could see the numbers on the scale to make sure of that, but I think it's fine. Yeah, I mean, look at this. It's just like a couple of drops in here. Shouldn't be. If it was 1.23, it would be 50% oil and 50% silicone. But if you look at this, it's just a lot of silicone with a couple of drops of oil. So I hope I did the math right. I just maybe misspoke. I tend to, yeah, mix up numbers a lot like that. Never actually made a test to know if I'm dyslexic or not. I don't think I'm fully dyslexic, but I think I might be. I sometimes, yeah, mess up a lot of stuff like that, like numbers, or I will read messages haphazardly. But I've never been diagnosed, so I don't know.
But also, Drew might have added them together already. No, but not really. I remember. I remember I reset the scale to 0. That I do remember correctly. I reset the scale to 0, so it should be 0.123. Okay, so we got set our purple ready here. I'm gonna add a single drop of catalyzer to this, mix it well, and hope for the best. Are you ready? I've never done this, and it's a pretty risky thing. So there's always a possibility. I've been telling you guys this for a bunch of times, and I think it's kind of happened, but it's only happened on minor things. But there is always a chance that something goes terribly, terribly wrong, and all of your work just goes to the trash. It ended up being a very horrible purple. I'm sorry, guys. This is a gray, sad purple. Well, now it looks like grape bubblegum. At the beginning it looked gray for some reason. Now it looks more like purple bubblegum. But yeah, there is always a chance of something going horribly, horribly wrong, and you'll have to restart from scratch. And yeah, there's always a chance that happens today with this mold, but hopefully that won't happen. I'm pretty sure one day, someday, we will have on stream a catastrophic failure where we have to restart something that's taken us weeks to work on. It's bound to happen. I just know it. It will happen at some point, but it's not gonna happen today, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, even if this one, if this mold went wrong and something bad happened, this mold would be 3 days of work lost. But if someday like a body mold breaks, that could be weeks of work gone to the trash. For example, one of those was the hair mold, the very first hair mold I made for Evil's birthday. That mold was very poorly made, I'll tell you that. And that mold broke, and when it broke, yeah, I mean, weeks of work went to the trash, but I ended up restarting the hair anyway because I didn't like how it worked for animation. It was very hard to work with, so I decided to do a full restart, and that's what I did. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we got our purple thing. Let's let it drip, and hopefully it will fill all the way down to the bolt. That's the part we need. To be very careful here. Make sure it falls all the way down. Come on, you can do it. Don't be shy. Please don't tell me I overdid with the catalyzer. It was just a single drop. I've never used... well, I started using this silicone on stream, so I honestly do not know very well how it behaves. I really know how the other one behaves because I've used it for years, but this one, because it was so expensive, it's the first time I actually use it. I was always scared of it. And because I haven't used it that much, I'm not sure if it behaves weirdly, but from what I've seen the first couple of times that we've used this, when making the noodle hand and making yesterday's toothpick, I've seen that this, yeah, it's a very slow silicone. It really takes its sweet time, and it's very, very liquid. But I'm not sure if maybe all the silicone could be too much for it to handle. So I'm gonna keep this handy just to look at it and see how it behaves. That doesn't work. Wait. So I need to lean it so I make sure I can see it's moving correctly. Here.
Jocelyn, saying, what do you mean? The words of that is who I... Okay, there we go. Okay, that seems like good enough. And where's my toothpick? What did I do to my toothpick? No. There it is. So this is gonna be our bone. And I'm gonna just place it all the way down. If I manage, there we go. And there's our bone. And let's pray for it to work. Never done this before. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I hope it is. And yeah, I don't know. Fuck around and find out, I guess. That's my philosophy. Looks like a donut to me. Hope it works. That'd be one tall donut. It's an extruded donut. It's a deformed, a distorted donut. Okay, so we can leave that. Let's leave that be for a little while. Let it all set, make sure everything goes down. It seems from what I'm seeing here that it's flowing properly, but we'll see. So I'm gonna leave this aside for now. You stay there, be good. And on the meantime, let's try and cast our very first eyebrow. I'm gonna cut this one because I don't want to mess up and get confused. So this one gets stitches. Because this is the one that went wrong yesterday. Just want to have something so I can make sure this isn't the one we should use. So yeah, just gonna make a little gash there. And the nipple fell out again. Go back. Go back to your place, little nipple. And there we go. Topographical flat panel. One of those bowl-shaped powdered donuts. So, wait. John the Twitch user. Oh, hello, John the Twitch user. I hadn't seen, because your name was so dark, I couldn't read your name. But hello, John the Twitch user 25. Welcome. Be right back, everyone. All right, see you in a bit. John Twitch user 25. So yeah, let's make our very first brow. Let's see how this goes. This is gonna be tricky. So whenever we make a resin casting, for those of you here who are new, we usually have an extra piece. We have a couple of goodie molds that I make that we can fill. So we got Dragon Frame controllers. This is a controller that you will see my avatar holding here in my Halloween costume. Or we have Don Vidal, the legally distinct turtle. And yeah, it's like just a little goodie we make whenever we're casting stuff so that the material doesn't go to waste. Look, there's a Dragon Frame controller over here. This is a turtle. It would be white because we are using flat white resin right now for the bodies. But I think I have a flat white. Well, it's not quite flat white. This one's got pearl powder on it. But yeah, this is how they look. So what do you want as an extra goodie today? Classic John, meow, neon. Going to focus on lurking mode. All right, good luck with your work, Gia Hertz. Best of luck. So, turtle, controller. Okay, let's make a turtle. I know you guys always love turtles. So, this should be about, well, I've never casted this mold, so I don't know how much material it will need. But I would say maybe 10. 10 grams of resin will do. So this is the resin that I use. This one's kind of a pricey one, but it's also a little bit old, so I need to hurry up and get rid of it as soon as I can. Hopefully, I'll be able to use all of this before we finish Neuro. But yeah, this resin's been very useful. There's another brand of resin that I can use that it's very, very cheap. Like dirt cheap resin.
And it's very good. It's actually very good. The only problem that resin has is that it doesn't last very long. So I need to use it all in, let's say, 2 weeks. No, not 2 weeks. And about 6 months. You need to use it all in 6 months or it will just harden by itself and it will be unusable. And I've always struggled with that. My problem with resin is not getting it, or it's just being able to spend it in the right amount of time. Mini harpoon mold when? Honestly, the harpoon is very hard to mold. I can show you the harpoon, I have it over here. But I wouldn't make a mold out of the harpoon, unfortunately, because it's a very complex shape, because it's got negative space to it. Where are you, little harpoon? Here's the harpoon. But the tip of the harpoon is very, very complex shape because it's got like this little heartbroken pieces. I really tried to show this off on the animation. But molding this would be a very big pain, and especially if you try to make it in a miniature. I think it would be easier to make a mold. No, the ones are also very hard. The little cat skulls. But instead of making molds, these ones are easier to print out. Now the thing is, the only thing I printed out was the tip of the harpoon, the red part. This is made out of wood, actually. So I carved this one very clumsily, but I did sort of carve the shape out by hand. It's only like a generic stick. I just cut the tip, sanded it down, and made a hole for the harpoon itself to enter. And then I just added the little rope around, the little ribbons, made it very evil coated. But yeah, I don't think we'll be making a harpoon mold anytime soon, unfortunately, but if you want, I could print an extra harpoon tip. The model is available on Patreon. You can either buy the model itself for $5 and print it yourself, or you can get a subscription of $5 to the Patreon, and you can download all of the 3D assets from there. All the 3D assets are made. Are available on the Patreon for you to download, print, and do whatever you want with it. What we have there is the harpoon, the little ducky that goes on top of the frog hat, the skulls that Evil has on her bows, the pins, the turtle pin, the drone pin, all of that stuff. And what else did we have there? Oh, the question mark, the big yellow question mark. There's a bunch of stuff for you to get there. But yeah, making new ones, it would be more of reprinting them, not really making a mold. To the relief of the harpoon, maybe I can make something like that. I might need to model it, but yeah, it could be possible. The same style as a turtle and dragon frame controller. Yeah, maybe we can make that. I think we could actually make that possible. But it will probably take me a while. Oh god, almost dropped the resin. You see how catastrophe is always right around the corner? Oh, so yeah, we're gonna make this white, plain white, for the sake of cast. Vidal. Soda Beef. Welcome, Soda Beef. Yeah, we're making our little Vidal right now. So whenever I have spare material, right now our objective is to cast this. This is going to be the very first brow for Evil and Neuro. I already have a bunch of mouths here. So this is the mouth. And right now we're going to cast the brow, which is the other piece that goes on top. Like this. Wait. Something like this, but this one's not the right piece. And we're gonna cast this very first piece, but because there's always some excess material, I'm going to cast a little turtle while we're at it. I make a bunch of these turtles whenever I have extra material. Look, there's a golden turtle. Ooh, shiny.
So yeah, we're gonna make a cool Angela Rose. Yo, hello, hi, welcome. Did you see the turtle? Catastrophe is always around the corner. Nice catch. Why is there so many new people here? What's going on? Did we get raided and I didn't notice? Welcome, new people. Hello. Yeah, we got shiny turtles, and I'm gonna make a new turtle right now. This one's gonna be a plain white turtle because the most important part is really the casting of them now. But the turtle's always a nice side thing. Did I add the material already? So this thing's 10 grams by itself. No. Okay. So we need 9 grams out of this. So I need to lock in a little bit because I've been chatting too much and I almost lost track of how much resin we've been pouring. But yeah, you're gonna get a Vettel right now and brow, hopefully. 5, 6, 7, 8, and just a little bit more. 9. There we go. Okay, so we just mix this real quick. This is gonna be tricky to cast, but I think we can make it. So first let's cast like this, and then we close the mold and see if we can make the rest. I'm not sure if this mold is gonna work really well. This is the first time we do this, but let's see how it does, okay? So I need to mix this really quick, make sure everything's well and properly mixed. This is gonna start to heat up real quick. It's gonna harden into hard plastic. Okay, it's already heating up. You know what I need? I need like a special surface to put the used tools on, because sometimes I'll just screw up that. Oh, okay. There we go. Careful, careful. Very careful. Ah! No, it's this way. Close it down and open this side. Pour more. Making a mess. Okay. Let's make the turtle, whatever. Turtle. We're gonna need more material for the turtle. Maybe we can add what's dripping from this guy. So maybe this guy needs a spur. I think I could make spur. Wop, 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 wop. Oh no, there's a hole right there. 07 my mat. No. I don't even think this mold is gonna turn out that great. I can be honest with you. We'll see. Ugh. Disgusting. So yeah, as I told you, this can be a little bit messy. It's just part of the job. What is your PNG, by the way? So this is my Halloween costume, actually. This is not really my main look. This is my Halloween costume, which is based on a painting. So my avatar, usually, I can switch my avatar. Well, yeah, I'll do it right now. Give me a second. I'm just gonna remove my glove. So my avatar usually looks like this. like my profile picture. Hello, this is me. Hi. And this is a very old painting made almost 100 years ago by a very, 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 very good stop motion animator from the Czech Republic. And he's like one of the biggest titles to me, like one of those old men that I look to become one day. And he painted this painting, and it's a very unusual painting. It doesn't really look like his usual style. And I just added a pair of glasses and a Dragon Frame controller, and that's how it became my avatar. So this is how I usually look like, and the story behind this is that it's this painting by Jiri Trinka. Jiri Trinka is a very, very famous, well, it's not that famous, kind of not very well known, but he was a very prolific stop motion animator who animated, well, Czech toys from back in the day. He was really, really good animator. He has this short film called The Hand. It's a 30-minute short film that is an absolute masterpiece. I really love that short. That's one of my biggest inspirations. And yeah, so he had this painting that it feels like it's completely forgotten and abandoned. And I just thought, hey, that would be a great avatar. And it looks kind of like me. So I just added the glasses, added the controller, and this is how I look. So this is how I usually look. And then spooky season came along, and I was like, hey, what am I gonna wear for a Halloween costume? So maybe I could do something silly, maybe I could do something stupid. And then I came up with this painting that's a very old Spanish painting made by El Greco. And I found it very funny because it's pretty much the exact same pose of the original painting that I used. So I thought, oh my god, this would be the perfect Halloween costume. That's how I ended up dressing like this for Halloween as the El Greco painting. So this is how I look for spooky season. I have a couple extra costumes. This one's a creepy one from a game we played called Children of Clay. So this is another one. It's pretty stupid. I like this one a lot. And this one's when we were playing Silk Song. Shaw! And yeah, this is what I've been wearing all of October instead. So it's a long story. There's a lot of layers to it. But that's pretty much the explanation on how this came to be. It's a very, very, very silly thing. Yes, it is very creepy. I like it a lot. I think that this would be more fitting for spooky season, but I mean, this was much sillier. It looks so similar. How? But yeah, this is much more detailed and very well rendered and all perfect. And well, I mean, it's an El Greco painting, so it's a good thing. But yeah, Children of Clay is a stop motion horror game. That's why we played it, because it was made with stop motion. And yeah, I used that sprite for when we were playing that game. Give me a second. Okay, we'll go to that set. Let me go back to the chat window or it will get stuck. And yeah, so that's pretty much the story on how we ended up using this sprite. It's pretty creepy. It's too creepy. It's okay. Do you need special gloves or any plastic? I mean, it's not very special gloves, but you should, when you do this, I really recommend that you do not use latex gloves. These are nitrile gloves. It's the kind of gloves that doctors use. Latex is also useful, but the thing with latex is that latex contains sulfur, and sulfur can and will always cancel the reaction of silicone. So if you have a little bit of sulfur in your hands and you're just moving your hands around on top of your mold, right now this is not silicone, but this is silicone, for example, the purple thing we made. So just tiny particles of sulfur could be falling into the silicone even while you're mixing, and that will just inhibit the reaction fully. So big studios like Leica, Coraline level studios, they tend to have two different workshops, and one workshop is actually like a sulfur-free zone, where you shouldn't bring any latex gloves, not even latex shoes or stuff that has latex on it. They're really strict with that, because a little bit of sulfur could ruin a whole batch of stuff. Like this thing is the priciest silicone I have right now, and I could ruin the whole thing if just a little bit of sulfur went into this. So usually this kind of workshops work a lot more with nitrile gloves, because they do not have anything that will inhibit the silicone. And if you're in a big studio, this is just a small thing. You could have big tops of this that are very expensive, and if you have some sort of catastrophe where a little bit of silicone goes into the bucket, a little bit of sulfur goes into the bucket for any weird reason, then the whole bucket could be dead now, and it's useless. And it's not only terrible because the bucket is now useless, it's also terrible because the next time you use the bucket, before you know it's useless, you're gonna work for nothing on a mold that's never gonna cure. So yeah, usually you should go for nitrile gloves for this sort of stuff, but they're not very special. Like, you can find this on Amazon. It's what people who are allergic to latex use instead of latex gloves. And yeah, they're not hard to come by. They're kind of brittle. I think they break a little bit more easily than latex gloves, but they last a fair enough amount of time. Ooh, noted, thanks. Yeah, no problem. I love to give advice on that. It's too creepy. Do you need special gloves? Yes. It's two little lots of scuff as part of this. It fits for his model. What is your PNG, by the way? Yeah, okay, we resolved that. You need special gloves? Yes. Wonder what the reaction between sulfur and silicone. I don't know. But silicone is very picky. Like, silicone can struggle with a lot of different materials. I don't know why, but there's a lot of inhibition. We had a little bit of an inhibition with... No, it's not this one's. I think I threw them away. I had a couple of molds that didn't work well, because also 3D resin doesn't work well. There's two big types of silicones. There's tin cure silicones. The ones that I usually use are tin cure because those are cheaper, and I don't have a lot of money. So tin cure silicones are a little bit lower quality, but I feel like they can withstand chemical reactions a little bit better. But platinum silicones, which is this one, this is a platinum silicone. And the platinum silicone, I don't know exactly how, but it does use metallic platinum as part of the reaction. But this one's more sensitive to things. So, for example, when I made a mold out of this using a piece of 3D printed resin, the mold would react weirdly on the edge. So I wouldn't have a very sharp shape on the very edge because the silicone was still sticky and yucky and stuff. So I ended up having to redo it, and I ended up having to first, before making the mold, I had to coat the piece with a lot of spray paint, so that way it would be completely sealed and it wouldn't react with the silicone. But platinum silicones, I don't know exactly why or how, but it's kind of picky, kind of, yeah, it's very, no, picky is not the word, right? I don't know. It needs a lot of proper care and being careful on which surface you apply it. And it's also very tricky because it's very expensive, very pricey. But it's much more resistant. It allegedly lasts a lot more. I've never really made it to the test, put it to the test, but it should last longer. And it should keep more detail if it works properly. Just, you need to make sure that the materials you're applying it to work properly. But yeah, right now we're using tin silicones. So even this one that's pretty pricey, it's a tin silicone. This is like the fanciest tin silicone that I know of. And it's really good for what I'm seeing. But yeah, I need to be careful with it. But I don't know what the reaction is between silicone and sulfur. Okay, so you want to see if this came out all right? I think it was a very messy cast, so I don't know if it did work or not.
but with just one way to find out. Okay, I see a little bit of bubbles back here, but that's fine as long as I don't have bubbles on the front side. Okay. Okay, there's a big bubble on the side, which I don't like. Is it a bubble? Doesn't look like a bubble. Wait, what? Is this thing crooked? No, I think it's fine. Okay, so this piece looks passable. Might need some work. But yeah, there you have our first brow. I'm thinking maybe we should actually add a spur to it. I think it probably wouldn't... could be helpful to have an extra spur. But... it's working okay. If the register's alright, we can compare it with a mouthpiece. Ta-da! There's our neuro face, and I'm not working on the camera. There you have it. Hello. Hi. Okay, well, it's coming along. I'm not sure. Should we try to make another cast out of this and see if it works? Should we try to make the spur? I think I'll try to do another cast, see if we can save this one. There's a couple of weird errors on the sides, which I don't love. Not sure if the mold wasn't properly... it seems like the mold wasn't properly closed, or there's some sort of distortion on it. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. But maybe that's something that will get solved with a spur. It's risky. If we make a spur and it doesn't work, well, we ruin the mold pretty much. But if we make a spur and it works, well, we're done. Should we risk it? Let's make another one. How long do we have? Okay, we still have some time to spend today, so let's make another one. Let's make another casting. That way we can finish our turtle and we can cast this guy. I think I'm gonna need more paper because I don't want my table itself to become covered in resin. This is bad. No, it's not that bad. Okay, it's fine. Resin is very hard to remove from furniture, I'll tell you that. Hi. Oh no, that sounded more like GLaDOS. Hi. No, it's like, hi. Neuro high. So let's make another little cast. Okay, let's give it another try. Let's see if we can find a way to make the cast without making a mess. And if we don't, well, then we're done. We'll have to find another way. How can we make this? Maybe if I add a couple of rubber bands on the side, and that way I can open this from the front. Okay, let's try that. I'm gonna go get some rubber bands and let's try that. Oh. Okay, there we have it. And that way we can also finish the turtle. Rubber bands, they're in this box. Yeah. 3 little rubber bands. Okay. Let's give this another shot. I think this time I'll do a little bit less resin. No, we already screwed up with that one. All right, let's do 10 grams.
Same as before. Oh, I didn't clean the cup. Ah, snap. Okay, it's fine. So whenever I do not clean this cup, the remaining resin just stays inside, and you can see it's already made it this far with how many times I've forgotten to clean it after casting. But well, we still got plenty of cup to use, but I should be more careful with my things. I don't know if that's applicable to resin molding, but for some industrial pouring application, they apply vibrations via rod to remove the air. Yes, that can help, but it's not very helpful for these molds because they're sealed. If they're sealed, there's no way for the air to escape. All you're going to be able to do is to pull the air to whichever side is pointing upwards. But because there's no hole for the air to leave, then the air will stay there. On these molds, yeah, having vibrations could help you pull the air out, but this resin itself is very liquid, doesn't really make that much of a bubbles. That's something that's more helpful in this context for silicone casting. When I was making these molds, I don't have any vibration table. I know there are a couple of tables that vibrate and do a lot of fancy stuff. What I do is I cast the mold and I just start shaking or smashing the table a little bit so it does a little bit of vibration. That's the best I can do. I'm sorry for being for not having any industrial equipment here. Hopefully one day we'll have some, but yeah, it is what it is. But in this case, it will not help that much because I don't have anywhere for the air to pull out. That's my next step. So if this casting doesn't work, I'm gonna try and just make a hole here, brute force it, and with the hole, hopefully the air will be able to escape easily, but it means that our shape will have like a horn, and that horn I will have to chop it off and sand it, and it's also a lot of extra work. So I'm trying to avoid that, even though it might not be possible to avoid. I don't know. But yeah, I know that vibration can help. It's just more in an open context or whenever you have a spore for the air to pour out. Oh, they are sealed. Yes, this one is sealed. I could try and make the hole. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to make the spur. But if it does work, maybe I don't need to make the spur, and that way I can save myself the hassle of sanding it down and taking it out and all that stuff. But yeah, so let's make this cast real quick. I wanna stay focused on the casting, so please give me a second. Well, I mean, the thing is, I just don't wanna lose track of how many grams I've thrown into the cup, but I'm right here. So yeah, scale ain't working. Try again. Scale ain't working. The surface uneven. There we go. 0. We maybe have enough. We might have enough to make a controller on top of the turtle. 9. Yeah. Oh no, that's 9. Okay, we do it. Relax. I don't like that. Okay. Just a little bit more resin. Screw it. That's fine. 8.2. 9. 9.18. 9.18. Jan Vedals on the chat. It's a really cool emote. Okay. So we need 9.18 with this one. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nine point. 2 more drops. 2 more drops. Come on, come on, come on. Don't be shy. Come on. You can do it. 1 and 2. There we go. Okay. So we got our resin set. Hopefully I will not make a mess this time, but in case I will put more stuff over here. Just to make sure no more horrible things happen. So we got this, we got this. Oh, I was gonna add, where's my rubber bands? I brought the rubber bands. No. Okay. Keep calm. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna put just one rubber band on each corner. Nah, I'm not sure if this will work because of the curved shape. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay. Then let's just wing it as we always do. I'm just gonna mix. Okay. How to make this? God, oh God. No, this is gonna be a mess. I think we will need that spur. Da 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 da. Come on. Okay. Okay, let's see how this does. Now let's pour the rest of our turtle. Oh God. I swear I'm not usually this clumsy when it comes to making molds or casting them. And let's make 1 dragon frame controller. Or maybe half a dragon frame controller. Come on, come on. Short by so little. It's okay. No, there's not. Still plenty in here. It's just that it's too thick now. It's a little bit slow on the casting. Yeah, well, let's leave this one closed for now. Hope for the best. Let's wish the best to our mold. But we probably will need to make that spur. Before that, we'll go back to our head mold. Just gonna wait for this to dry enough to stop being sticky. And then we can make the rest.
I could. I'm sure this is. No, bad idea, bad idea. Just do a second now. Gross turtle. You. Disgusting little turtle. Okay. Okay, so once this thing dries enough, I think I'm gonna throw these gloves away. I think they're sealed for death now that they're covered with resin. The resin keys of death. Oh, 7 gloves, yeah. They did well. We were using them since yesterday, right? So I think they... Yeah, I think that we started using those at the beginning of yesterday's stream because when I made the first layer of plaster, yeah, my gloves were also cooked back then. Okay, so this is set. I think we can move on to the other one. So I'm gonna take this off. Move this. Oh, there are the rubber bands. It didn't work anyway. I'll take this off. And this is fine. This is fine. Okay. Yuck. So we got this and that. I was gonna do something else before. No, I think I'm just gonna bring the whole thing back. So here's the mold. Oh wow. It seems like we might be needing more of the fancy silicone. I thought it was enough, but I can see the bottom there. You might be able to see my face right now. Or my hair. No, I think it's right enough silicone for us to make the other pour with the cheaper one. Ooh, it's still bleh. Nope. Bad idea. Okay, so yeah, let's make the casting. I think I would add about 10 grams of silicone here. See how much that is. And if that works, or if it's not enough, we'll just add the rest. So yeah, right now, this is still running. Well, if I touch it, it's still liquid. But it's much less than before. It's already starting to react, but that means we can catch the reaction with the next layer of silicone, and I think that's the best way to keep everything fused together. Silicone is really good at fusing with itself, even if it's different types of silicone. I know there's even people who mix the different silicones to make like the perfect blend. I don't think I've reached that level yet. Someday we might reach it, where I can make like a
a fancy silicone and cheap silicone blend to make the perfect fancy blend, fancy cheap blend. But for now, I think we can just test this as is. So let's make 10 grams of the thing. I like the purple. Let's make it purple again. Hopefully I can make a lighter purple this time. Can you see it over there? So you can see it feels like it might need a little extra of the first silicone, but it's not that much. So maybe the regular silicone will be able to cover up. We got 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. There we go. Stop. Okay, it's fine. Did 10.7, it's fine. Let's do 5 drops of silicone. Let's seal this up. The power of polymers. Yes, I love polymers. I really love polymers. They're my best friend. So let's make, hopefully this time the purple blend will be a little bit lighter. I would like the color to be less gray. I think part of the problem is that these pigments are a little bit too intense, so when they add up they turn into a very dark color. But the silicone itself is white, so it should help bring it back up, but it does bring the saturation down. It's pretty interesting, the color theory behind all of this. So this will need 5 drops of catalyzer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And there we go, there's the ugly purple, but it will get lighter as we mix more and more. Hopefully we'll get a more pleasant color this time. Okay, it's pretty much the same. Make sure everything's well mixed. By the way, is Neuro streaming today? What's she doing today? Oh, today there was a karaoke stream, wasn't it? Or was that yesterday? No, yesterday was a regular stream. So I think today there should be a karaoke stream. Or did they cancel because of the problems with the AI that were folding out yesterday? Karaoke was last week, I think. Oh, maybe I was looking at last week's schedule then. Is she streaming today? So it still feels very desaturated. I don't like it very much. Maybe I should unbalance the colors into like more red rather than blue or something. Okay, so let's hope for the best. Cross our fingers and cast this real quick. So it's more of a gray purple, but it's fine. I mean, the color is the least important part here. Texture is much more important. That's a lot. Oh God.
Okay, I think it's the right amount of silicone here. There we go. Very nice, very nice. So hopefully the air bubbles will be pushed out by gravity itself. Maybe this time I could actually do a little bit of the vibration stuff. So this is my poor man's vibration table. You get rid of the, that's fine, it's silicone. Just leave it here. Just clean off the tools and let's go back to vibrations. Hello, Asadambre, wow, welcome. How you doing? We're shaking the table today. I really want all the air inside of the mold to come out. I don't know which way is. I think it's easier this way. Those off. Boop. Boop. Yep. It's falling from my desk. One. There's another one over here. More. I see one over here.
There we go. My hands hurt. No schedule, no dev stream, no updates, no prison break. I love nothing. Really? Huh. Oh, so yeah, then the thing I was looking at was last week's schedule. And they're not streaming today then. Oh, too bad. I hope people Neuro's doing well. Because yesterday she did have a very intense breakdown. She was calling for problem with an AI for a while. Where no schedule. I didn't know. Yeah, so I saw a schedule yesterday and I thought it was this week, but then apparently it was last week and I just didn't check the numbers. I was just reading the schedule itself. Okay, maybe we should play something that's got some drums on it. I don't know anything about playing drums, but I think that would be helpful. Let's go with just I know. Yeah. Okay. Wait, trying to change my window. Okay, here we go. Dropping stuff in my desk. Clarity. Break out, break. Ah, no. I think it's already starting to dry. I don't think any bubbles are going to come out anymore. Change the meaning. Like I'm watching an earthquake. Yeah, I don't think there's any more. It just fell down and it didn't pour. So I think it's already too thick to draw any bubbles out. Okay. Integrity. Molten. No. Loyalty, responsibility, not on the other one. Understand. Action and affection words. Okay, so let's take this out. Break out, turn the key to a world untold. The maze woven with words. Blah 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 blah. Tired, normal or not, no big deal. Just quirky notes in the symphony. Oh, I need to check because I'm probably singing offbeat right now. because I just realized that my mic has a little bit of delay. Happiness, it's worthwhile. At times, is kindness. Sickness, there's a bitch of mine. So we can clean up this guy. Bum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum. I'm not here to fit in this world, I just want to make a difference. The hour of the world. Okay, so we got this, this, and this. This one could wait. Freedom, freedom to a world untold. A maze woven with words. Shout, shout, shout. Journey together. No big deal. I'll try to find a way to set up that EDM emote. Can I do that, or is that just something that you can only do on Vettel's channel? Should be possible with 7TV, right? I don't know how to use it. I'm not here to pit. Sup, how's it going? Hello, Athene! We're just casting our head mold, and I'm about to open this mold to see how it's going. I don't know why there's a gap down there. Okay, there we go. This world I just want to make a difference. Da, 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 na, 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 na. Na 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 na, just wacky notes in the symphony. Fit in this world, I just want to make a difference. I'm not here to fit in this world, I just want to make a difference. Ah, what a banger. What an absolute banger that is. And it doesn't get you copyright strike. Isn't that beautiful? All right, let's go back to the Stellaris soundtrack. I just really wanted something with a lot of drums so I could smash the table properly. But yeah. So, let's see how this molds are doing. Maybe we could cast another phase while we're at it. Okay, a little bit of blood, but it was very thick when I casted it here, so I'm the one to blame there. Let's see our Vettel. So yeah, going back to a conversation, just 7TV, but I don't know how to set it up. I just haven't seen how do you make emotes out of regular text, so I don't know how that works. I'm trying to learn, but yeah, I'm still learning. It's got a couple of holes on the mustache and on the eye. It's got like one glass eye there. Can you see it? And the mustache also got some bubbles there. But it's okay. And it's also pretty ugly on the back. Okay, let's mark this. Into the container you go. Kind of ugly, but it's okay. La, da, da, da. Yeah, I just try to mark them. That way we have a bunch of this. And if I ever end up giving them away or selling them as some sort of merch or something, you can go back to the exact stream where it was made, and you can see it be made live. Just quirky notes in the symphony. Oh man, Guilty Gear is such a good soundtrack. I'm not here to fit in this world. Now this looks like a bubble. It's not a bubble. Ah. Okay, it's okay. Not loving it, but it's kinda okay. So the edges really look bad. And I don't know if that's the mold. This. They look kinda bad to me. I'm not sure if it's the mold or just the fact that I'm being clumsy at the time of casting. So maybe we need to make the spur. I'll try to make the spur and see if that helps. We're just quirky notes in the symphony. Stellaris. Yeah, this was a suggestion by one of our viewers, was John Lennon. I don't know anything about Stellaris though. Just notes. Oh, also yesterday we were listening to the soundtrack of a game called Unbeatable, which sounds really fun. I was thinking maybe we could play it on the channel, and yeah, it's coming out on November 20th or something like that. So maybe we can play it on the channel. I don't know what the release price is gonna be, but it could be fun. Okay, so I need to find a way to make the spur as easy and cleanly as possible. My idea would be poking it through with a tube, and the tube will make a perfect spur automatically. I don't know the game, but it sounds interesting. The music sounds great. Like from what I've been listening right now, it sounds flat out, really well produced. I'm not sure if this is like a live recorded orchestra, but it sounds amazing. It really sounds like an epic sci-fi movie. So yeah, the soundtrack's been very, very impressive. Okay, so I'm gonna test with our death mold, the one with the ripped off nipple. So we can test this one out, see if the tubes work, and if they work, then we'll do that to the good mold. Now, where did I leave? There they are. Well, as far as I know, it's like Civ in space. Okay. I mean, the music does give a good vibe for that, having
more of a calm, strategic kind of design. Oh, do you know what would be fun? What if, in order to make this spur, just for the meme, let's use a bullet. Got a bullet casing right here. For no particular reason. Do not. But yeah, maybe this could be helpful in order to make our spur. Yeah, look at that. Perfect little spur. And it's got a good size. Nice. Yeah, good old caliber. No, rifle round here. I don't know the caliber. I know nothing about guns. This is just something I have lying around for no particular reason. Why do you have a random bullet lying around? I don't have a random bullet lying around. I have a bunch of random bullets lying around. Here. No further questions. Nah, it's just something. I don't know, it's just from one time that I got invited to a shooting range. Not really something I've only done it once. And I learned how to use one of those. And it was fun. But yeah, that's about it. But hey, it worked really well. Now I need to find a way to make the insertion go straight down instead of bending or doing anything weird. Look at that perfect little spur. So let's see if this works. Oh no, this is the wrong one. I almost used the... There we go. So let's try to make a cast now using the spur. Hopefully this time it will be better. And let's see if we can, in one casting, do both a face and like a mouth and a brow.
gonna go sleep. Thank you for the stream. Have fun. Thank you, Neuro-Sama. See you. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm gonna be here making more Neuro for a while, probably. So yeah, let's cast this one, and let's see how much does the resin last. Amazing project that I've learned a lot. Yeah, I'm glad you did. I hope you like it, and yeah, we're gonna be making a lot of more amazing stuff in the future. But it takes its very sweet time. But yeah, take care, Neuro-Sama. Rest well. So, okay, let's do this one. So let's make another 10 and see how that goes. Oh, and this time maybe we can actually place a couple rubber bands in. This is... I thought this would be less. There we go. I love it. Okay, I think I'll go raw and see how it does. Dobby, hey! Hi. How are you doing? Are you going to do something for Nora's birthday? Okay, I'll tell you, I'll be straight with you, I said hombre wow. I would love to. I would love to have something ready for Nora's birthday, but the thing is, I don't know. I've got absolutely no clue. Ma'am, I thought you got 7TV. I do have it. I just don't know how to set it up. Do I need to do something else? Oh, no, I think YouTube is terrible with 7TV. I think you need to use it in Twitch, maybe? I don't know. Sorry, I've been struggling with it a lot. But I do have it. But if you know if I need to set something else up in order to make it work, I'll try to do that, but I don't know how to do that. But yeah, from what I've heard, it seems that YouTube is always changing stuff, so 7TV struggles a lot to work with YouTube because YouTube tends to be annoying. So sorry about that, Dobby. But I do have it. I do have it. Just don't know why it doesn't work with my Twitch chat. I mean my YouTube chat. Pog. No, it's not working then. Okay, sorry. I'll try to make it work. How do you set it up then? Okay, so here it is working. I can see at least this one. I don't know why Pog isn't working. Not like this. You just need to go to their website and you can enable emotes. But I need to enable them by hand. You have to. Oh, okay. Then maybe I should make a new channel on the Discord, and there you can suggest to me which ones do you want. I've seen that. I think that Vettel has that in their own server. Let's make a new channel called 7TV Suggestions. And I'll put here EDM, and I don't know what else. Someone was asking for EDM. I guess Pog is the basic one. And I'll learn how to set that up. I hope to be able to set that up for you. Neuro. Yeah, okay. I'll take care of that. Probably during our stream break today. Wait. Try and see your suggestions here. Enabled Neuro. Okay, I'll try Neuro. EDM, XDX. Oh yeah, XDX is like a basic one, right? Mm-hmm. There, you can write them there. Hello. So you're already there. What yeah. And why does the like the face work? I don't know how to spell the worried face. That one does work, even though I never set it up. Wait, what? Why isn't it working here? Oh, it works only on the window for some reason? Interesting. Yeah, but in Twitch, like in the actual Twitch chat, it's not working. Ah. Interesting. All right. Where I see there's a bunch of suggestions. Let's go. Okay, I'll check the O's in that one. Cool, cool. Hopefully I can make that work. And do you know if you can make it work with YouTube? Because I just saw a video of Pipa ranting about why it never works on YouTube. And yeah, that it's mostly a YouTube problem, that they are very annoying when it comes to implementation of stuff to their stream like interface. Okay, so we're gonna make a 10-gram cast and hope for the best. And the silicone is already sticky. The second layer, the first layer might still be very liquid. I don't know. The fancy one, yes it is. Very, very liquid. But it's a very slow one, so it would take about 6 hours for that one to dry. So that's why I wanted to leave it all night. I know a while ago Ludwig made an extension curl truffle.tv, but I'm not sure if it's still maintained. You probably have to change the way your stream is set up. I mean, if it's not that complicated, I wouldn't mind. What are we doing today? So we've been making... So we made our face mold. We already made the final piece, which is purple. And we're waiting for it to dry. And I'm testing the molds, the face molds. So the brow mold that we had was not working properly, so I made a spur with a bullet. And I'm making... Yeah, I'm just casting mouth just to pile up a couple of mouths while we can. It's pretty fast with this resin. And that's pretty much about it. I think we might end up... Hello, John. Welcome back. I think we might end up stream early today because, I mean, most of... Unless you want to watch something on Discord or something like that, we could do that too. But... yeah, there's not much to do today, and I want to set up for streaming tonight with Faye. We're going to be playing Repo. I've never played Repo, so I think it's going to be fun. But that's going to be later tonight. I'm not sure if all of you are going to be able to join, because it's going to be late for some of you. But yeah, just a quick Gameplay stream. Wait, what am I doing? This is not the right resin. Well, that's good that you're almost finished. With the face, yes. So the thing is, right now the important part is finishing the face mold, the head mold, trying to cast it, and see if everything goes all right with the casting. And once it's casted, if we see all of the little magnet holes work and all of that stuff works, that means we are good to go and start moving on to the next phase, which would be either designing the hair or starting to cast the eyes. But I think I would go first with designing the hair because it's more of a rough face rather than a detailing face, because the eyes are more of painting and being delicate, that sort of stuff. I screwed up here. That's fine. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. But yeah, it's good that we are pretty much far ahead with our head. I just hope everything we designed works properly, because it's a very complex thing. It's got a lot of different mechanisms and machined little pieces, and yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. But if it works, it's gonna be very, very helpful. It means we are pretty much now, I would say we're about 70% done with the puppet. Although we're probably gonna, like, the last 10% of work of the puppet takes a long time because it's a lot of detailing, and detailing always is a pain, or it's always very hard to do properly. Okay, so let's be very careful here. I'm gonna try and okay, there we go, that's good. So the bullet spur is working. Oh god. Come on. There we go. Okay. Nice and pretty. Same thing here. Make sure everything's filled properly. And we got some to spare for the turtle. Oh, it was still plenty. I think 2 of these could make a turtle. Oh no, we got a problem here. Is it leaking? I don't see any leaks. No, it's more of a bubble. Bubble is rising. Okay, that's good. Maybe we should. Okay, no time. Okay, let's see how this goes. So after this, yeah, everything that will be left is designing the hair, well, that's good. You're almost finished. Kinda. There's still a lot of work to do. And then there's still gonna be a lot of stuff to do with making the extra details. We have to think on which extra props we'll be making. We want to make any other prop, I don't know, like Evil's harpoon. I don't know what we would be doing for Neuro though. I don't know what she likes. I mean, I know she likes kitties and that sort of stuff, but it's not really, doesn't feel like there's any very defining thing she loves, like the harpoons. But I don't know, we could try it out. Cookie, oh yeah, definitely, we can definitely make a cookie. But that's gonna be pretty easy, I believe. I think that one we could make with clay, so that it looks a little bit more organic, because if we 3D print it, it will look very geometric. So instead, maybe with some, what could I use? Latex? Nah, I think I can just make, yeah, with clay, random clay, make a quick mold, and make a bunch of cookies. Or a giant cookie. What else? Bows. I was thinking of making the Neuro toilet, because we're talking about making a skit about the Neuro toilet bit. Gym bags? She doesn't really say that much anymore. Gym bags, I don't remember that. Well, I think I've never seen clips of her say anything about gym bags. Why did it... What happened there? Did you see when this happened? It was filled to the brim. And now it's kind of empty. How did this happen? Funny how just Universal understood that the AI is like cookies. Yes. I don't know when did this happen. I was just looking around, everything seemed fine, and all of a sudden there was a big hole here. So maybe this cast isn't working. They use M to spy on you? Oh, the cookies? Yes. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Miku, miku, wiku. I swear one of these days this chair is gonna break on stream and you're gonna laugh at me. I don't know why it's been making such creaking noises, but I don't think it's a good thing. Maybe we could just tighten it up somehow. They usually have some. Yeah. I don't like this resin, it's so oily and ugly. I would laugh if nothing gets messed up. I don't think anything gets messed up besides... Well, I mean, if the chair breaks, I don't think anything will get messed up besides maybe my back. But yeah, okay, so just let's wait a little bit more, open this up, and I think we could call it a day there. There's not much to do today besides waiting for the other mold to dry. But it's gonna take a while for that to happen. Because I use the fancy silicone, and the fancy silicone is slow. Here you have it, it's still very liquid. And I made this at the beginning of the stream. So it's been like 3 hours and it's still runny. You can poke it with a stick and pull it out. That means it still needs a lot of time. So I was planning on leaving it overnight. But yeah, we can at least play Repo tonight with Faye. Wait. My phone fell. Okay. Swear to God. Okay, so let's see how it went. Feels like it's already kind of solid. It still needs some time. So let's wait a little bit more. We still got a little bit of time. Okay, so after this, what's next? So we need to be doing a lot of very extensive testing on the face to make sure everything works together. See if there's anything that needs any sort of tweaks here or there, but hopefully not. And if there's any need for tweaks, I think we should try to move as many of those tweaks into the eye mechanism. Then what else do we need? The eye mechanism. Then we need to start designing the hair. I would like to make something new, something different, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work. I'm very, very concerned about that one. But I think there's no other way then to see than trying. But then we might need to go back to 3D to design that. I'm gonna be struggling with the printer so much. Calibration's a mess, and I don't want to recalibrate everything. But yeah, I'm gonna be needing that, and I want to change Chitubox because fuck Chitubox. And then it's like if we finish the hair, we would be ready for the detailing phase. The detailing phase is a whole other thing on itself. Screw Chitubox, definitely screw Chitubox. See, the hair. I don't know how am I gonna make it so that the hair also supports the pigtails and the ahoge. I'm so scared of ahoges. They're so hard to do and to pull off. And yeah, after that we will be on detailing phase. I need to design the pins, the new pins. I need to change Evil's pins. And redesign Neuro's too. Oh. And yeah, once we're done with that, we would be starting to move into the animation preparation phase, which is also going to be a lot because I need to prepare a set. This time I don't have a set to animate done, so I need to start working on that, or start at the very least planning on that. And I need the set. I need Evil. I need to redesign the faces for Evil. That's going to take a while. I don't know exactly how to make that. Oh, okay, I did have an idea. I think I need to print a test eye though, but we'll do that. I can do that without too much of a hassle. And yeah, that's pretty much everything we need for now. There'll probably be new stuff popping up every now and then, but it seems like we're on our way to getting Neuro and Evil. I also just got a message from the costume department, so I'm gonna see what they tell me. I hope it's good news. I hope they are available to work, and then we could say goodbye to our bodies and see. Yeah, like wait for them to come over when they're fully dressed. Anyway, yeah, why don't we open this one now? Let me see if it's already... yeah, it's fine. That's just grease. Ugly, ugly grease. No, not really. Yeah, it's okay. So, first let's open this one. Okay, a lot of bubbles here, but it's fine. I like the fact that these bubbles are not really much of an issue. The only bubble I don't like is the one that forms on the tip of the nose. Maybe I should be more careful when casting this one. But I think we can sand that down pretty easily if it's not large enough. Now let's look at this one. This is gonna be the main event. I don't know if it worked or not, but hopefully it did. If it doesn't work, then we might need to make another mold. Okay, it looks really clean on the inside. Looking good, looking good. I like it, I like it. Let's see the spur. Okay, I like it. Like, yeah, she's got a bit of a horn. Okay, but we can cut it out, especially right now that it's still soft. And we're gonna sand this anyway, probably. Okay, I think we can sand this down in the future. This reminds me to the Expedition 33 soundtrack that we listened to yesterday. Okay. Okay, here's our first brow with the spur. So this might have not been the greatest place to add the spur, but it was the easiest one to make the air flow better. So I think we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to have our little unicorn neuros. But we can sand this down, hopefully, very easily. I'll test it out later. And okay. So it seemed like we got it. So yeah, the thing is, I don't know what else to do today. If there's anything you want to check, we could do it today, but maybe we should just wrap up. And I'll see you at night for some creepy repo, whatever. Never played that game. It's gonna be fun. Because that mold's gonna take a while. That one's pretty much done. We could cast another one. Just leave it closed for the end of stream. I mean, we could keep making faces, more and more faces, but that's something we could do today. We could do it tomorrow. We're gonna have plenty of faces to work with. I guess let's make another casting just to have them the molds closed properly, and yeah, we can call it a day there, I guess. And I'll see you at night for our repo let's play if you want to join. Never played repo, so I don't know what to expect there. Just know there's funny little robots and creepy little monsters, and that's about it. Okay, let's make this cast and call it a day. And then I can spend the rest of the night or the rest of the evening fighting with Twitch and 7TV and all that stuff, so we can improve the quality of our stream. Yay. Okay, it's one more cast. Okay. So let's mix. Careful. Where's the butterfly mold? Butterfly mold, where are you? Oh, there. Okay, so yeah, we got that set. I think we could leave it at that for now. I'll see Cinema, Frick, Neuro-Sama, we live. Alright, there's a lot of suggestions. Okay, I'll take care of those. And yeah, okay, so yeah, let's leave it at that for today. I'm gonna try to spend the evening trying to sort out all of those extra issues. Maybe I can upload our evil clip that I wanted to upload, but YouTube said it had too much profanity, so I need to censor the no words on that one. So I'm gonna do that maybe and upload it. And yeah, maybe I can spend the day working on, you know, quality, stream quality stuff and that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's leave it at that. Thank you everyone for stopping by. It's been fun. Hope to see you around. I don't know, who could we raid at this time? Let me check who is out there. Who could we raid today? Kirky Blue, Doki Bird, Mean Morto, and Ketsu. Cult of the Lamb, Late Homework, Resident Evil 2. Let me check. Mean Morto Dodo. foreign users and da, da. Okay, let's do Kirkian Blue then. So are you ready? Let's raid Kirkian Blue on YouTube, and I don't know who will be raiding on Twitch. Give me a second. I'm gonna set that up. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. And let's move to this. I don't think you need to watch the table anymore. So thanks for the stream. You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Always enjoy your company. So thanks for sticking around with me rambling about random topics while making stuff. Let me see, who could we raid on YouTube, on Twitch though? Let's see. Raid channel. What's going on? Ah, screwed up. I screwed up. No. Raid channel. Just chatting, and let's look at load time. Okay. Bababana. Asian Coffee English VTuber. So who here looks fun? Okay, this I'm just grabbing a random VTuber called Rururin VT. Alright, start that raid. So yeah, Twitch is going to Rururin, and YouTube will be going to Kirkian Blue. Alright, so take care everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you at night if you want to join to me playing Repo for the first time. I don't even know what's going to happen there, so it's gonna be fun. Anyway, take care, I'll see you later, and thanks for stopping by. I'll see you on our next stream. Bye bye.